Welcome. This is the part 2. Okay, I'll be introducing the find command for you, which is and the WC command. WC command is used to count words. Then the find command is used to look for a file with particular criteria given to it. So let's use the find command. Is just use my copilot to explain it for you. Here, copilot explain. It was like the man command. Find, explain. Okay. Let's say find is used to search for files and directories in a specified location. By default, find searches recursively starting from the current directory. It can be used with different options and filters to refine the search. Now, let's assume that we are looking for a file name. File, find, not find, find. Okay. Me putting this dot here means I am referring to the current directory. Do you get it? Then the type. This type is signifying that it's a file. Put F, not a directory. If you put D, that means we are looking for a directory, not a file. But we are looking for a file. Then we say name of the file. Name of the file. But in case you don't want to put this, you are not looking for the file in the working directory, you can specify whatever directory you are looking for that file. Let's assume that it's your home directory. The file is in your home directory or something of such. Let's say Python. You put it like this. Python. Understand? Python. Let's say assume the directory is Python. You put directory and you look for it. But we are looking for in the current directory. That means in that current folder. So this signifies that it is current directory. Then the file name. Let us say the file name is sample dot okay, txt. And you see, it showed you that it searched for that sample file and you got it. And you see this dot, saying that the file is in this in this current folder that we in. That is our working directory. Now let's create a file inside this our directory. Remember, I told you to create a file, use the mkdir. That is creating file means you are creating a folder. Let's name it files. Okay, okay. Now let's ls. You see, the difference between a file and what a folder, that is a directory. Let's ls ls. See, this our files is showing that it is a directory. Look at here, there is the. Then this other file does not have the. This one is directory. It's a folder. It's not a file. That's why it's showing the and the rest of it. Can you see it? If you want to differentiate the file, this is the folder or directory normally has the D at here when you press the ls with the option underscore L. So let's cd into that file directory we just created. Now we are inside the file directory, print working directory to tell you we're in the file directory, and it's an empty what directory. Now let's create an empty file. Do you get it? Let's create an empty file. We can create an empty file. Let's say, let me see. I'm going back to my previous directory. I'm in my share.io. Let's say I want to create an empty file in this. Sorry. I want to create an empty file inside this directory called files. Now, touch file, then put your slash, then the name of the file you want to create. The name of the file I want to create is file1.txt. File1.txt. Then I press enter. Now let's ls. If you check it, the file has been created, an empty file has been created inside the what? The directory called files. How do you know? Let's ls that directory, or you can cd into it to check. This it. If you cd into it, cd into files, you see that file.txt is inside it. Okay. Now let's ls. You see file.txt is inside it. Now let's go back. Okay, now we are now in what? In our shell.io directory. The another way to check the content of a directory, let's say ls, the contents of that directory, that ls the file name. Now it will show you the content of that directory. File.what? File1.txt. So hope you are getting it. All right. Now let's create another file inside that same directory, our file directory. Let's call it file2. Okay, file2. Okay, and now let's check if the file has already been created in that files directory. Okay, now you see we have inside what? Inside our file directory, we have file1 and file2. That is an empty file. There's nothing inside it. Whenever you create a file with the command touch, that means you are creating what? An empty what? File. Okay, now let's use the find to find the files. Find this is the directory of the file. Are you getting it? File is a directory. Assuming we are working in this current directory, we just do find, then this one. Now, this is the name of the directory. It's in this working directory, so we call it files. Are you getting it? Then minus what? T. That is the type. We call it file. You get it? Press enter. And see, it shows it located the directory and lists the file inside it, which is what? File2 and what? File1. Now let me introduce you to what we call WC. WC is used to what? It's used to count word in a file. Are you getting it? Let me show you an example. WC then minus W. Minus W is what? Counting words. Then if you want to count lines, you can use the option of underscore L. So let's say file1. We have file1, not such file. Okay, hold on. Oh, file1.txt, sorry. Then click enter. See, it's 0. That means it's an empty file. We don't have nothing inside it. So it's giving us 0. That means an empty file. Well, to know more about all these commands, I'm just giving you the basics, the basics of example of all this command. It's on your own part for you to go and research more on it and know how to use it. The more you practice, the more you know. Don't just leave it or just watch after this one, then you let it go. No, once there's hands-on activity, you practice and it sticks. Everything sticks in your brain. It sticks to your heart. Are you getting it? So after this video, do some research on these comments, read more about them, try some things, different tags on it. Do you get it? That way you perfect the skills. Let me show you. You can do man, let's say WC. Now, the man page, once you do man WC, it takes you to the man page and tells you everything about that command. Say print new line, word, and byte, count for each line. Tell you the synopsis and the rest, the description, and everything about it. Do you get it? Then to leave, quit the man page, you press Q and it takes you back. You can also do man. We have done the find command. Let's say man. That means manual for find. It shows you the manual for it. You read about it. Okay. So I've showed you man and I've showed you what find. So the next one will be in part 3 of this video.